Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I practice right outside of Washington, D.C. I shouldn't say I practice right outside of Washington, D.C. I am located right outside of Washington, D.C. And our clients are all throughout the United States. We handle all types of immigration issues, anything from business immigration with companies sponsoring individuals from around the world, or people, foreign nationals that are here studying or working in the US. We represent these companies sponsoring individuals. We represent individuals sponsoring families, humanitarian cases as well, where people are seeking humanitarian visas. So reach out to us if you have an immigration question. I'd be happy to answer that for you. We can schedule a consultation if you would like to do a one-on-one, but we are here today to talk about your immigration questions. I'm here to answer them for you best as I can. I'm streaming right now on both Facebook and on TikTok, so if you lose me on one forum, feel free to hop on the other forum. Our handle is at Agarwal Immigration on both TikTok and on Facebook. So feel free to reach out to us or follow us in order to get notifications on when we go live, or when I go live, which is not always the same time. But anyway, we have multiple people watching, so you can go ahead and type your question in. If we get a little bit too detailed or if it's too specific about your case, I would recommend that you schedule a consultation with our office. The phone number to call is 703-348-1663. Again, if you're making a note of that, it's 703-348-1663. And then a consultation, we can do it no matter where you are. As I said, we are located right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but we do have clients all throughout the United States, and we do our consultations by phone or by Zoom. So when you call, you can schedule it with my assistant, and you can let them know which one you prefer, phone or Zoom. Tomorrow, in fact, I have a consultation in person at the office. We're doing them on a limited basis. And that's because of the virus, and we're still trying to be socially distant as much as possible. But anyway, feel free to type your question in, and I'm happy to answer them. Hi, Aki. Hi, Deval. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Raja Krishna. Hi, Rajesh. Hi, Ibrahim from Mali, or Ibrahim Mali. Go ahead and type your questions in. I'm going to start off just talking about some things that come up in my practice and some questions that are often asked just based on the cases that we work on. Okay, so one of the questions is, I have a conditional green card expiring and my spouse will not help me get my permanent 10-year green card. So for those of you who might not understand green cards or marriage-based green cards, if you are married less than 2 years at the time you get your green card, or at the time you apply for your green card, at the time you get your green card, you will get a 2-year conditional green card. So essentially, if you're married less than 2 years, you get a 2-year conditional green card, and it works the same. It works the same as everything. As like a normal 10-year green card, except at the end of that 2-year period, you have to go in and you have to show that you are still married. And this becomes problematic when you're in a difficult marriage, when you're in a bad marriage. Maybe your spouse normally would have to go with you to show that you're married, but let's say you're separated. Let's say your spouse was abusive. You may be able to qualify to have that 2-year green card converted to a 10-year green card. And the benefit of that is that you don't have to wait until the end of that 2-year period. You can do it at any point before that. If your marriage is ending, if you are suffering from abuse, you can definitely take advantage of that and help yourself and apply for that permanent 10-year green card without your spouse. So if you or someone you know is in that situation, call our office. We're at 703-348-1663. My name again is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, and I'm located outside of Washington, D.C., but our clients are literally all over the U.S. I see some questions have popped in here. Gagandeep, so hi Gagandeep. He says, hello, I have a question. I applied for my work permit in January. and I go to receive a letter, I'm guessing, and I did not get the approval. So there may have been an issue with your application. So if you want to call us, we can certainly see what you sent in and see why they didn't give you the approval. So maybe you missed a page in the application, maybe you checked off the wrong box, maybe you didn't qualify for a work permit based on what you were applying for. So give us a call. We are at 703-348-1663. Just know that work authorization is not something you generally apply for on your own, right? Like on its own. You don't apply for work authorization without anything else. Work authorization is something that you get based on a different application that you have or a different type of status that you have. So you can't just come here and then apply for work authorization. You have to either have a pending green card, you have to have certain status or prosecutorial discretion. I'm saying all these big immigration kind of words, but you can't just go in and apply for work authorization. You do have to have something else that gives you the right to apply for work authorization. Okay, so call us. Maybe you didn't have that correct, or I don't know what it could be, but we can certainly look at it and see if we can correct it. If we can't correct it, maybe we have a different solution for you. So we are at 703-348-1663. Hi, Tirth. Is there any way to get social security numbers if you are illegal? He's saying. There are ways to apply for a social security number. Obviously, it's going to be based on the previous question, actually. So if you're eligible to apply for a work permit, you can also request a social security number. So one way that we do this for many of our clients, for example, is let's say they entered illegally and they don't have status. So they don't have status in the U.S. But then they end up getting married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. And their marriage becomes difficult, right? This is just one example. Their marriage becomes difficult. What we then do is we can, if they're qualify for an I-360 self-petition, so that's based on a number of different factors, right? But mostly it looks at problems in a marriage that may rise to the level of abuse. And I'm using this word abuse, but it could be, you may not think of it as abuse. So the best way to know, to see if you are eligible, for example, for something like this, is essentially, to call and have a consultation so we can talk with you to see if you might be eligible, even if you entered illegally, even if you came in legally and you're out of status now. Let's say you came in through a tourist visa and you lost your status, but your spouse isn't going to help you with your green card. We can still help you. And this is very important for people that entered without any papers, that entered illegally. If you do have that situation in your marriage, you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, you may still qualify to apply for a work permit, which also would get you a social security number. So that's one way to get a social security number. Okay. If you don't have status, you can apply for an ITIN number, and that could help you file your taxes and things. But I don't know a ton about ITIN numbers, but we do help our clients get social security numbers when they're eligible based on different factors. My phone number, if you want to schedule a consultation with me to see if you might be eligible, we are at 703-348-1663. And I'd love to chat with you about how we can get you in status. Hi, Rajesh. Munum. Hello. Hi, Sam. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Hardath. Hi, Chaudhary. Hi, Elsa. Hi, Rashma. Hi, Duplantine. Well, we have a lot of hi, Fazil. Let's see. Hi, Tulsi. Tulsi says, hello, how are you? I am fine, Tulsi. Thank you for asking. I hope you are doing well also. Someone Patel Pati there says, you speak Indian language. I assume you mean, do I speak Hindi? I speak Kannada. If you want to talk to me in Kannada, I would love to. I can understand a little bit of Hindi, but unfortunately, my Hindi is not as good as my Kannada. Tulsi says, I applied for a U visa in March, so how long do I have to wait? Please let me know. So U visas are for people that don't know, are for victims of crime. So if something happened, for example, if something happened for, like you were, for example, some of our clients had been in a store that was robbed. So they were working in a store that they were held up at gunpoint. Then they cooperated with police and they filed a report, and they were willing to cooperate with police, right? So they can qualify for what's called a U visa. It's a victim of a crime visa. And essentially it says that you're going to help the police in any kind of investigation, and you're willing to cooperate, and you've been harmed by your experience. And so the government will give you what's called a U visa. So that's for victims of crime. And Tulsi's asking, she applied in March 2017. How long do I have to wait? So a U visa takes a long time because there is a cap on how many are issued every year. So there are only 10,000 that are issued every year. There's many more applicants, but you will get deferred action. I think the time frame for deferred action is about 2 years from the time you apply. So that means that you will be able to get a work permit. You'll be able to remain here in the U.S. until a visa becomes available for you. So it can take, I want to say like 5 years. Like you can't say exactly because you don't know where you are in line, but it's definitely a few years for sure. We'll see if we can help you. Give us a call. We are at 703-348-1663. Hi, Tina. How are you? Hi, Ashmini. Hi, Hate Love Story. Hi, Angel. Angel is saying, my interview just got finished, and then the status shows that my case must be reviewed. How long will they take to reply? So it can vary. So we've had some cases that have been under review for, literally over a year. I'm sorry, it's hard to say really what the situation is. I would just say cooperate with all of the questions that they pose for you, answer them, in a timely fashion, and get them the documents that they're asking for if they ask for any. I have another case, one has been sitting for a long time under review. And then the other one, it was probably about a month or so in review. So, it's hard to say because it can vary, but if there are some things that you might be able to do to get the case moving along. It kind of involves a little bit of drastic action. You might want to sue the government to get them to make a decision on your case. I talk about this on my lives, pretty often. We have some clients that do decide to pursue this route. If their case has been pending for a really long time, they can sue the government to make a decision on their case. So that usually takes, I would say about 3 months, but we definitely need at least 60 days. Call us if we can help you. We're at 703-348-1663. Angel said it was a marriage-based interview. Yeah, so some of them do take a long time. Tina says, great explanation on the U visa. Well, your opinion means a lot to me, Tina. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tina is also a wonderful immigration lawyer, you guys, and she's on here right now. And she's a good friend as well. Eric on Facebook is saying, how long will it take for one to get a work permit if you get married to a green card holder and both of you reside in the U.S.? Also, how long will it be before you qualify for a green card? So if you're married to a green card holder, there are a couple of ways for you to apply for and receive a green card. So, for example, if you're married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder, and let's say you are in status right now, so let's say excuse me, I'm going to go back on that. So Eric's example, you're married to a green card holder, right? So if you're in status and you're married to a green card holder, and that green card holder is sponsoring you for a green card, and you guys both live in the U.S., you can adjust status. So that means in about 6 months or so, you should get work authorization. So when you apply for your green card, you can also apply for work authorization in about 6 months or so, you should be able to get your work authorization. If you're not in status, you may be able to qualify for a waiver, and that might involve having to leave the US and processing your green card abroad. Or if you have a type of marriage that is difficult, if you have a marriage where you feel you're being abused, if there are situations, for example, where you feel controlled by your spouse, you might be able to qualify to apply for your green card, the whole process right here in the US. If you think that you might be eligible for this, or if you want to explore this option more, feel free to call our office. We are at 703-348-1663. Okay. Eric, I hope that was helpful. Yeah, so Angel says, my marriage is going to complete 2 years, and if they don't reply, will I get a 10-year green card? You should. If you've been married more than 2 years, you should get a 10-year green card. Alsa says, I've applied for an I-130 2 times through 2 marriages. The first one was withdrawn and the second one was denied. Can I apply for a VAWA? So if you have to qualify for a VAWA, right? You can't just, we can't all just apply for a VAWA. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, then and you're in a relationship that can be considered abusive, right? And I want for people who they may or may not think that they're in an abusive marriage. If there are any kind of challenges in your marriage, you might want to see that if you qualify. You might want to see if you qualify. Call our office and we can let you know. We can go through the situation. What we do is we delve kind of deep into your relationship with your spouse to see and determine if you qualify for a self-petition. Okay, so call our office if you think you might qualify. We can help you. What you get is in about 6 to 8 months, you will get work authorization. In about 2 to 2.5 years, you would get a green card. There are other benefits kind of along the way that might be helpful to you. So give us a call if you or someone you know might be married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. They may have had an illegal entry. They may be out of status, and for one reason or another, their spouse is refusing to sponsor them, or their relationship is difficult and volatile. They may be eligible to receive a green card, to apply for and receive a green card on their own. Our office phone number is 703-348-1663. Danu is asking, is work authorization separate from a green card? And does the green card additional information? I'm sorry, I think you got cut off there. Yes, so work authorization is separate from a green card. So once you apply for a green card, if you're in the U.S. and you apply for a green card, you can also apply for work authorization. That's a completely separate application. So you want to make sure you apply for that. Currently there's no additional charge to apply for work authorization in addition to applying for your green card. So you should take advantage of that if you're here. Does the green card additional info affect work authorization? No. So as long as it's pending, as long as your green card is pending, as long as there's no denial, you can just continue to renew your work authorization. All right. Singh is saying, or Prince Singh is saying, hi, I want to send a sponsor for a tourist visa and they need my tax papers. Yes, so they need to show that you are willing to support the person, so they're not going to come here and then depend on the government. So that's usually something they look at in the application. Okay. Alsa said, my first wife is withdrawing my I-130 and then divorcing me. So you might be able, if your wife is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, you might be able to qualify to self-petition. You should call our office and see. Obviously, you're having problems in your marriage, and you may be able to self-petition, to petition on your own for a green card without your spouse. So call us. We are at 703-348-1663. We can have a consultation and we can go through the process with you. Okay. Also says, can I apply for VAWA through the immigration court because the office in my area denied me? Yes, you can seek VAWA. It's different. The eligibility requirements are a little bit different, but it's called VAWA, cancellation of removal. If you want to look it up, that's what you would apply for in immigration court. Depending on your court date, you might want to if you qualify for, you might want to file a VAWA petition before your court date, and then you could see if the court will just dismiss your proceedings because you have VAWA. But it depends on timing, on how you would want to handle that. Hate Love Story says, can you tell me if for the I-751 interview, do both my spouse and I have to be present? You do have to be present, but you can apply. Let's say you're having problems in your marriage. Let's say you're having a very difficult relationship with your spouse. You're having problems in your marriage. You feel hurt. You feel abused. You may be able to request a waiver of the joint filing requirement. So this is for the removing of conditions, right? So this is for people that have a conditional green card, and then it's been, it's going to be 2 years after their green card was just valid for 2 years. And then at the end of that 2-year period, they can apply to remove the conditions. This is what the I-751 is. And if your spouse is not going to cooperate or help you, is threatening not to help you, is threatening to have you deported, is threatening to make it difficult for you, you might be able to do this on your own without your spouse. So we would have to show that your marriage was real and not just for immigration purposes. If you're not divorced, we could show that you are a victim of abuse. Based on emotional abuse, psychological abuse. It doesn't always have to be physical abuse, but you might qualify to do it on your own. So give us a call. We are at 703-348-1663. USCIS officer said that they would reply in 2 weeks. If he does not, can I call them or do I have to wait 90 days? You can always call the USCIS office. So go ahead and call the USCIS office if you need to. I don't know if they'll be able to do anything, but you can always give it a try. Sanju says, hi Sanju, says, I received my work permit, but my social security card did not come. And it's been 2 weeks. I hope you requested your social security card and provided what they needed for that. So you might want to check your application and see what the status is. All right, guys. Dalvinder said, I applied for a green card 2 years ago and they sent me the letter and the medical again. So the medical, unfortunately, is only good for 2 years. So it expires. So you need to essentially do it again and take it with you to the interview if you had one. Or if you haven't, if you're doing it at the consulate, you might just be able to submit an updated medical. Okay. Well, guys, thank you. There's a user here who is looking to marry a girl. If anyone is eligible and wants to look into it, go ahead and contact him. Unfortunately, we are just an immigration firm. We don't really match people up. We are located, saw someone earlier ask if we're located in the U.S. Yes, we are located outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. That's where our office is, but our clients are all throughout the United States. I would recommend, if you want to find out more about what options are available to you, I would recommend that you schedule a consultation. The number to call is 703-348-1663. I hope you have a nice evening, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.